So, first day in over a week where it's finally above freezing, and what am I going to do? Head back north. Also, just missed hitting a truck that was sideways on I-39 on my way down this way. And a plane coming overhead and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous Meatball Dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, today is Sunday, the 21st, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now, trying to get out. At least it's a Sunday, so traffic's not that bad. These interchanges are just so massive and insane in Texas. They crack me up. I'm on this off-ramp for like a mile and a half. Just to get
two left lanes
onto the highway we need to stay on. There's a plane coming in up over there, right near the DFW airport. But anyway, okay, so lots been going on. I haven't, last we spoke, I was on my way up to Glen Rock, Wyoming. I was there, what was that, Monday night to pick up for Tuesday. And I was hopeful that maybe we could deliver on Wednesday, but weather just wasn't cooperating, so we did deliver Thursday morning.
Texas 114.
In Rothschild, Wisconsin. Caught another load. Then picking up in Manawa, Wisconsin, going down to Ardmore, Oklahoma to the Dollar General that delivered yesterday, Saturday. That was through Coyote. It actually got paid pretty decent for that one. Because there was no, at that point we didn't know about when the next lignite loads would be coming out of Glen Rock yet. So I took that one down to Dollar General yesterday. Finally yesterday, above 30 degrees for the first time in like over a week. Nice to be in warmer temperatures. It's 36 here today. Of course, down here in Texas, they probably think they're freezing. But, I'm just thrilled to be somewhere where it's above zero. What do you think? So, anyway. Alright, so delivered that yesterday. Went down to Denton. My truck and trailer were so covered in the salt, film and everything, and dirty, and just blah blah blah. So I had to get a truck and trailer wash. Oh, and here's a funny little story. After I got loaded in Glen Rock on Tuesday, they have a scale on site there. They're like, "Wow, you're over gross by like 1,600 pounds." I'm like, "I have less fuel than I normally have when I get here. How is this possible?" Well, I was carrying probably about 2,000 pounds of ice and snow on the truck and trailer, and because everywhere I'd been, it was so cold that none of it had melted off or fallen off. So that was interesting. So I had to call the scale in Lusk and say, "Look, I'm overgross. I'm never overgross on this load." And I said, "Because of the ice and snow, will you give me an exception for that?" And they said, "Yeah, no, they would." They were real nice about it. I just made sure I waited out the other ones. But yeah, so yeah, you ever wonder how much ice and snow can weigh on your vehicle for your truck and trailer drivers? Yeah, a lot. A couple thousand pounds worth. Pretty crazy. So anyway, yeah, so after I delivered in Ardmore, went down to Denton, Texas last night, got the truck and trailer washed, which it desperately needed, grabbed a shower there at the TA, and now I've got this load that I picked up in Grand Prairie, Texas. Boy, if you ever have to drive through the Dallas area, do it on a Sunday. Sunday morning coming down here was wonderful. Anyway, and now there's quite a bit of traffic, but not just terrible for the Dallas area. Anyway, so heading back up. Took them forever to get me loaded, over 4.5 hours. That was annoying, but what are you gonna do? So now I'm gonna head back up to the TA in Denton, use an Ultra Credit and get a free lunch. Might as well, before those things expire. I mean, it's like throwing money away if you don't use them for that. And then we'll fill up in Oklahoma City at the Petro, where it's only $2.97 a gallon to me. It's like $3.36 here in Texas, so let's go get the cheap fuel. And then we'll head up to New Brighton, Minnesota, is where I'm delivering on Tuesday morning. And that'll set me up for, again, the post cereal out of Northfield, Minnesota for Wednesday, going back to Cheyenne for a Thursday delivery. That's a tight one. And then I'll pick up the lignite again, going back to Wisconsin. And hopefully we'll get the cereal again next week. That one's not for sure. And then I've got another lignite for the 31st set up. So hopefully going to still staying busy as long as everything keeps going good and running my butt off. All right, so here I am parked at the TA in Beto Junction or Lebo, Kansas, whatever you want to say. And I was going to try to go a little bit further to this great little truck stop I love up the road, Burt's Travel Plaza. It was another 47 miles, and you know, since I got delayed so bad at the shipper and everything today, I had to stop and take a nap afterwards, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't make it that far. Wanted to show you pictures and shots of the truck getting after it got washed because it looks so nice and clean now. But then it got dark and I forgot. So it's too hard to take them here at night. I'll try to catch some of that for the next video. But of course now I've already got some of that damn, white chemical, salt crap already over it again. But, you know, what are you going to do? So like I explained before, yeah, I picked up there in Manawa, went all the way down to Ardmore, Oklahoma. Then today down to, Texas, Grand Prairie. And I'd forgotten that that's where the Six Flags is. Six Flags over Texas. Six Flags over Texas. I'm sure hardly anybody knows that. When I was there as a young kid, my grandmother lived in the Dallas area. So they took us to Six Flags. And I actually had this 45 record. Remember records? You know what those are? Yeah. Younger generation, we used to go to stores and buy music on a record, then we'd bring it home to play on a turntable. So I had a 45 of this theme song for Six Flags. This is before Six Flags was all over the country. Six Flags over Texas in Dallas was the first one. And if you don't know, the Six Flags represent the 6 different countries that occupied Texas over the years. That's why you have the Six Flags. Ah, see? Not just a hat rack, my friend. Anyway, so I'd forgotten it was there. So I thought that was kind of cool to drive right by that on my way to pick up the load today. And then, like I said earlier, it took them over 4.5 hours to put me into a door. Once they put me in the door, it only took them half hour to load. When I pulled forward and they were going to seal it up, I saw why. It only fills about a third of the trailer. This load weighs like, 7,000 pounds. That's it. So I'm hoping I don't run into a lot of wind. What do you think? Alright, so made it up here just before midnight here in Lebo, Kansas to this TA. Got about, that puts me, about 7.5 hours to drive tomorrow to get up to where I plan to stop at the Quick Trip in Ottawa, Minnesota, if there's any spots there. That one tends to fill up, so I'm going to have to try to leave a little bit earlier. And then I deliver there in New Brighton, I think is what it was. New Brighton, that sounds right. Yeah, New Brighton, Minnesota on Tuesday morning. Then I have the rest of the Tuesday off, which is nice. And then I'll pick up my cereal on Wednesday, heading back to Cheyenne. So I know a lot of you like to see the routes and stuff. So when I delivered in Rothschild, Wisconsin, there's where I was. Went over there to Manawa to pick up and came on down through Illinois. And, I got some video to show you of this truck that was across the highway. You could barely get around it in Illinois. Right there, right near Rochelle, I came close to running into because the roads were getting slick. Then came on down through St. Louis, I-44 across. I was going to stop in Joplin, but actually I kept going farther. I went down further on the turnpike there in Oklahoma and then dropped down to Ardmore, Oklahoma. So after delivering right there at the Dollar General in Ardmore, Oklahoma, yesterday, then went down to the TA in Denton, Texas. Stayed there last night, got my shower, got the truck washed. There's where I picked up in Grand Prairie. I just came right back up. Actually, I went over this way now. And then I filled in at the Petro there in Oklahoma City because it was only $2.97 a gallon to me. So then I kept going up 35 through Wichita. And here I am right now in Lebo, also known as Beto Junction. And that's where I was going to aim for, where that great Burt's Travel Plaza is, by the way. Great place to stop. I'll just go right up there to Kansas City, through Des Moines, and I'm going to try to stay right there in Ottawa at the Quick Trip, and I deliver right up there north of Minneapolis in New Brighton. I'll probably go up to that Love's, because that was a good one I stayed at, just a week or so ago. And then I go back down and pick up the cereal right there in Northfield, which heads me back to Cheyenne. So yeah, as I was driving south after picking up in Manawa, Wisconsin, then it started snowing real bad again in Illinois. And this is when it was still well below zero and the roads were getting real slick. I see a car up in front of me and I see a lot of brake lights. I'm like, what's going on? And as I'm getting closer, and all of a sudden they're really slowing down fast, So I got to try to really slow down. And of course, I'm worried because the roads are slick. Yeah, a truck had angled in to a snowbank on the right side because it had been drifting really bad there and got himself wedged, blocking both lanes. All right, I see all the brake lights. I'm like, what's going on? I see that truck. Holy crap. Just able to sneak around him on the left side, right on his shoulder, all the way off the road. And now the clutch trucker, zoom and slow-mo. All right, here it is, slow motion. That yellow light there, that's when I knew it was the side of the truck. And I was just able to sneak around. It looks like he'd been there a little while because there had been kind of a path created to get around that guy. So I was on my way over to Grand Prairie this morning. You go right by the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport there. And I always love it when I'm getting right near an airport and there's a plane flying in right overhead. Yeah, I just love that. That's just kind of fun. So, you know. So, there you go. That's just kind of an update. Like I say, been on damn near a week. And finally, like I say, when I got down to Ardmore, Oklahoma yesterday, it finally got above 30 degrees. Ice and snow finally started falling off of the truck. Like I said earlier, I had damn near 2,000 pounds of ice and snow built up all around underneath the trailer, along the drive axles, on the trailer axles, along the landing gear and everything. So it was nice that it all finally fell off. What do you think? Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, just a little update there because it's been almost a week since I did the last one, so I thought I better throw one out there. And then Rusty gets some begging strips. Yeah, and don't worry, I gave him a couple in between this and the last video because I'm not going to completely deny him. After all, he's much older than me in people years, right? So he's hanging in there. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, whatever the hell they're calling it now. Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. A word, madam? We are but poor lost circus performers. Is there a town nearby? There is nothing nearby. Not for miles. Then there will be no one to hear you scream. You're really freaking out tonight. Is there something you want? Is there? Oh, goodness. Is it begging strips? Oh, you act like you've never had them before. Oh, goodness, goodness. All right, we'll get you some. All right, Mr. Excitement. There you go. Oh, my gosh. He is just crazy for him tonight. Yeah, he's knocking my coat off of the Clutch Trucker couch and everything. All over him, baby. It's only been about 2 days since he's had one, but, you know, I understand. Wow, that was quick. Okay, here's one more. He's doing them up, baby. Sing it with me. He's a begging strip dog. He's a begging strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast and he starts to cough. He's a begging strip dog. Begging strip dog, copyright, Clutch Trucker. All right. Loving it, baby. You know, you might want to savor a little bit there, Rusty. My goodness.